is Robert Horner. He has a background in architecture, but he currently was commissioned to do the public art piece for the Center for Urban Waters here in Tacoma, and which is located across the Theophos Waterway. Robert?
Thank you. So I'm just going to briefly walk through some of my work that relates to the conceptual basis for what I'm doing here in Tacoma. This was a small meditation loft built up on a river in the middle of nowhere in Indiana. And it was about processing the immediate materials. And it was a sound chamber, which precluded this piece that was an acoustic chamber that was built at an Indian burial mound, again in Indiana. And all of these pieces became instruments to raise our awareness of the rhythms of place. The sound chamber picked up on the acoustic energy that was happening down below, coming off of the river from a rock dam, and the architecture of the piece itself is amplifying that phenomena that's occurring at the river. The piece itself utilized all donated materials, and part of my work is processing readily available materials, but challenging our current uses of technology. This whole piece was digitally fabricated, and we nested every single piece of recycled lumber into, wow, these slides do move fast. This is a piece at Harborview Medical Center that was, it mapped the entire lunar calendar, and it was using natural materials, natural stones. The travertine rings that you're seeing here demarcated the tides and how the tides relate to the different moon phases. So as you're kind of moving across this piece, you get gravitated to different features in the stones, but you're also kind of understanding this greater kind of intertwining of different rhythms. And using water jet technology, we achieved some incredible tolerances. And Rusty Borromeo, this guy back here that I was sitting next to, was the guy that helped me install this. And utilizing the craftsman people in Tacoma and Seattle and of the Pacific Northwest is something very specific to the work that I do as well. At the Center for Urban Waters is across the street here, or across the river. The scientists are testing water and trying to figure out what is it in the water and where it's coming from. They take a lot of water samples from around the Puget Sound, and they're trying to understand exactly how and why we're polluting it. It's a really interesting building, and going through the conceptualization of this particular piece has been really quite extraordinary. This is the Puyallup River Delta, and this is Commencement Bay. It is a Superfund site. People know what a Superfund site is? Yes. Good. So do I. And I don't even have to say anything. This is the context. This is beautiful. We drove out there today and got the same view today. It's remarkable. But you're seeing Tacoma in its context, and this is one of the greatest estuaries on the planet, the Puget Sound. It's incredible. And going into this context and trying to reveal the rhythms and the patterns of place that are inherent to this natural phenomena, this presents quite a challenge, right? You can imagine. The piece itself, I guess I was mostly responding to the incredible amount of noise and pollution in every sense of the word that you can think of. And I was trying to exemplify this natural occurring rhythm, and I tapped into the idea of the tides. And what happens twice a day is that you get this incredible shift that reveals all sorts of phenomena, and this particular rhythm, this moving up and down and revealing of the different life and the different life that is cultivated at that zone where the air meets the water and the earth is what the piece is about, essentially. And then I was also kind of really processing the context that the Center for Urban Waters lies within, and thinking of these giant petroleum tankers that surround the entire site, and how the piece itself has started to become a chamber of sorts that is buffering the noise, the incredible noise that's coming off of these petroleum refilling stations that are, there's trucks moving up and down the street. And then there's scientists in this building, and really kind of getting them out of that context in order to get them into the context. That's the piece itself. And we're using this new technology, ancient technology, called rammed earth, which is similar to concrete construction, but you're tampering earth instead of kind of forming it, a wet mix. So it's a lot more sustainable, and it uses a lot less concrete. And we're writing a computer program that is basically governing a pump that's very interesting, because it's kind of using technology again to synchronize with a naturally occurring phenomena. I would have loved to have just tapped into the Theophos waterway. That would have made so much sense, but the Department of Ecology had something else to say about that. This is kind of the rendering of the walking into the chamber, and there's just kind of a bar grating. You're kind of hovering over water, and you're seeing that within the chamber itself, the water is going to be filling up and down throughout the day. So no matter what time you go there, it'll be different, and the different times of year, the light's going to penetrate into this differently, and it's really about kind of rooting people in the fact that things always change. So.